For my senior project, I am designing suspension for the rear of an electric vehicle frame. In this design, we've got lower control arms tied to the existing frame, represented by these two members over here, and those are attached by brackets at the top and bottom, as well as at the lower control arm, and that ties the system together. These two pieces are existing axle mounts that attach to the lower control arm, part of a previous project that was already completed. And this is more or less a mock-up. The brackets, since they're being outsourced, will have slightly different dimensions. Same with the coilover tubes. There is some interference right here in the model, and that's simply just because it's for reference. Once we get the actual pieces in hand, that can be adjusted. And to show it in motion, we're aiming for about 5.5 inches of shock travel. The extended length of the coilover is about 16.5 inches, which is more or less what we were aiming for with the calculated figure, and should be able to withstand about 1,500 pounds of a static load. Each one is rated at 700 pounds, and this is 1-inch square tubing, so it's going to be well beyond what's required in the materials. The shock absorber assemblies are sourced from a company called MP, who makes aftermarket Volkswagen parts, and you can see here it's got an extended length of about 16.75 inches and a collapse length of 11.25 inches with a 5.5 inch stroke. And the brackets are from a company called All-Star Performance. They're just a generic coilover bracket, but it includes the bushing, nut and bolt for 689. The MP shocks are somewhere in the neighborhood of about $100, and the brackets are about $7 a piece. So with 6 of those, $43. The material cost is well below the limit of $200. And it should function as needed, giving us about the 5.5 inches of travel that we need. Like I said, there is interference in the model that will need to be taken care of after the fact, but once we get the parts in hand, we can remodel them after that. Right now it's a simulated 1.5 inch bracket with 1/8 inch steel, and there are no bolts in this assembly. Everything's just mated concentrically. And that's simply for reference until we get the final parts in hand and can do drawings of them. And that is it.